In our court corner, we will discuss the important aspect of commercial dispute resolution, mediation. In a significant move, India's top conglomerates Tata Birla, Reliance and Mahindra Group reps signed a declaration of intent at the Singapore Mediation Centre in an effort to improve resolution mechanism. To understand this, we have with us Advocate Ashok Gupta joining us. Ashok, welcome to CNBC-TV18. You have been the head of legal affairs at Tata Birla Group for several years. What is the relevance of the mediation pact by our Indian conglomerates at Singapore?
So mediation is known to be a very cost-effective and very expedient way of dispute resolution, actually in India and abroad.
Yes.
But in India it has not been successful, because it is not the tone of the top, if I may use this word. It is not purely a legal issue, it is a business issue. And unless business wants to have the resolution done at the cost-effective and expedient manner, it can't happen. So the declaration will only speak about the tone of the top. And thus, when we are committed to dispute resolution, we are not interested in prolonging the litigation. And this will go a long way in reducing litigation through this method. So that's the declaration is all about. There's a commitment by corporates and conglomerates to the world at large that come here, we would like really to resolve the matter instead of going to courts, instead of delay the process of resolution of disputes.
Right. So it can go a long way, but you also mentioned, Ashok Gupta, that it has not been as effective so far. How does mediation differentiate itself with arbitration, and what has worked more?
So mediation is different from arbitration. Obviously, arbitration is more like court, accepting there are few changes. One is the parties decide, the parties decide, or the judges they appoint. They decide the process, so there is no formal process. It's quite informal compared to various courts we have. And therefore, it is expected to be faster than the court way of dispute resolution. Mediation comes in a it is an informal setting. It is consent of the parties. They decide on a mediator who acts as a go in between the two parties. And the cost is very least. Time is also very least. And the result is win-win for both the parties involved in the dispute resolution.
That's right.
Why it is not successful? Why it is not successful is because, as I mentioned, I think it's commitment from business. They don't expect that parties through mutual consent will agree. I mean, there is a roadblock in the mind that resolution through involving a third party is not going to be an everlasting solution. One party will back out, one party will go to the court, and therefore this is not a final decision. So that is holding it back, both in the minds of business as well as in the minds of the in-house counsel who are advising the business. We have been trying to remove this block for quite some time. The success is not that great. But this declaration, in my view, will go a long way because this is coming from the top.
Right. So you think that this particular effort is very significant by some of our large business groups, and while they have laid out that they'll make mediation a preferred mode of dispute resolution, in your experience, Ashok Gupta, what do you think has been one of the significant things that can be done by these groups to really call for mediation and make it successful?
I think the good beginning is setting a good example, in my view. I mean, if disputes are referred to a mediator, and mediator is one who commands respect, who knows about it, and he can run this process very smoothly. Number one, how fast it can be done, and whether the solution found through mediation is acceptable to both the parties,
right,
whether you like it or not. I think that is setting a good example for mediation to succeed.
Right.
Otherwise, people will be very skeptic about this way of dispute resolution.
All right.
And that's why it is holding it up.
All right, Ashok Gupta, very, very interesting thoughts there. Thanks so much for joining us. So mediation as a form of dispute resolution for commercial aspects, time value of money is something that needs to be looked at, and mediation can be much faster. A good effort by the conglomerates. With that, it's a wrap on this special show. Thanks so much for tuning in.